I'm Corey Doctorow, and you're listening to a Creative Commons licensed podcast. Some rights reserved.
This is the Trilingual Chatbox podcast. We're Lori from Taiwan.
And Mike from Japan. In this podcast, we share our Japanese and Mandarin language learning experience with our audience in English.
If you're interested or you have a similar language learning background, welcome to join us. 你今天气色看起来很不错耶。Did you use the new foundation you bought last week?
我不化妆耶。
Oh, really? I didn't know that you never wear makeup. Why did you get the new foundation then?
不是 I mean, I'm not wearing any right now.
哦，你不是不化妆，你是说你没化妆。
对，今天我没化妆 so 我不化妆 means I don't wear makeup, and 我没化妆 means I'm not wearing any right now.
没错。It is quite confusing, isn't it?
Hi, Lori-san.
Hello, Mai-san.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Today's topic is Mei and Wu. I picked this topic because when I want to say negative sentence in Chinese, I get confused which one to use, because I usually think Mei is used in the past tense, but actually not. Like sometimes I hear people using in the present tense. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you this question today.
Okay, then that's why we recorded that skit, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're definitely quite confusing in that they both form the negative forms for verbs and adjectives. And like you said, usually we do use the 不 for present or sometimes for the future, like the actions that are not finished. And then for may, we used it, usually we used it in the past tense, like you said, but there are exceptions, and that's why I think it's confusing the Chinese learners, because we have so many exceptions.
Right.
Yeah.
Many exceptions.
Right. Okay. I researched a little bit, and I think I can mention something like from my point of view, and to not teach you. I think it's just sharing that maybe there are a couple of rules that you can notice in the speech, so that you can maybe grab some kind of a rules out of it.
Right. That would be great.
Yeah. So the first one I want to mention is that they both have similar positions in a sentence. Usually we add the 不 or may in front of the first one is verb. For example, 不去 and also 没去. I don't go or I didn't go. Okay, that's both like a verb in front of a verb. Or 没写 不写, I don't write. I don't want to write, or I didn't write. Yeah, so that's also a verb. Right. And then the second one is I just mentioned adjective. For example, dirty, 脏. So 不脏 and 没脏. There are meanings, and they're a little bit different. Like 不脏, it means this is not dirty. And 没脏, it means I thought I sort of messed it up, but it was okay. It's still clean. So it's again, it's like in the past tense. Yeah. And then also we have not just the verb, we add the object like right after the verb. For example, 不吃饭, don't eat. And 没吃饭, I didn't eat. So yeah, like like you said, it has something to do with the tense usually. But then we have the set phrases. So we don't always use may with 是 because it's always 不是 instead of 没事. So that is a set phrase. And other set phrases like 没关系, it doesn't matter. 不愿意, I'm not willing. So these are all set phrases. We don't mix them up like using the way that we use with 不吃饭没吃饭 because they could be different things, but we don't say 没愿意. It sounds awkward.
So we have to memorize them as it is, right?
Right. Some of the set phrases you have to memorize. 不会不想不是. Yeah, like those things.
Right.
And yeah, it's a little bit confusing, right? But the last time we talked about this, I told you about the subjectivity and objectivity of the two words, right? So for 不, it's usually talking about the subjective views. It's usually describing current state or like a quality and negativity of certain quality. I'll be giving you an example later. And then the may is objective, right? So we use it to for denying a change, an action, a change of an action, or to simply to express that an action hasn't been carried out, it hasn't been performed. I forgot the to mention 不 used to 不 is also used to express the unwillingness to perform an action. So I think these are the two main ideas how we use these things differently. This is probably the key point, I think. I'll give you an example. For example, I don't feel well, so I'm not going to work today. And versus I don't feel well, so I didn't go to work today. Okay, so I don't feel well. The well here is adjective, and it is a current state. So I said 我不舒服. I don't feel well. 我不舒服 instead of 没舒服, because I just mentioned 没 is expressing an action that hasn't been carried out, but 舒服 comfortable, it's not an action, it's a state. So we use 不 instead of 没, right? And so I don't go to work. I don't want to go to work. 今天不去上班了. I use 不去. 不去上班, it's saying that I'm not willing to go. And also you're stating that you choose not to go. This is the state that, it's subjective.
It's subjective, yeah.
And then 我不舒服，所以今天没去上班. I'm not feeling well, so I didn't go to work today. This is the past, right? We used 没去上班. So this is the objective view because I actually didn't go. And this is also expressing the action that hasn't been carried out, the go to work thing. I didn't go. So that's why we use may. So yeah, it's basically the basic rules of using the subject.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, sure.
So if I want to say I didn't want to go to work, then it's past tense, but I still use 不, right?
Right.
I wasn't willing to.
Yeah. Okay, this comes to the third part. You mentioned it's sometimes confusing when you thought you should be using 没 for past tense, but you're using 不 for past tense.
Yeah.
This is because when you're not willing to do something, 我昨天不想上班, for example, I didn't want to go to work yesterday. Even if it's yesterday, it's still your subjective reaction that you didn't want to go.
Right.
So it's not because of I think it's not because of that. It's because of the subjective point of view or objective point of view that we chose to use 不想 instead of 没想. So even if it's yesterday, we still use 不想.
Okay, understand.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's my 3 points, 3 main points. Okay, Mai-san, I'm going to give you 5 quizzes.
Okay.
And I'll be giving you the English explanation first, the English sentences first. And then I'll give you 2 choices, like 不 and 没, and then you choose one of them.
Do it.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Okay. Okay, the first one. It's not convenient. Okay, it's not convenient. So A, 不方便, B, 没方便.
Okay, so it's adjective. So
Right.
I choose 不
方便, correct.
方便.
Yay, you got it. Okay. Number 2. I didn't buy a new cell phone. Okay, I didn't buy a new cell phone. A, 没有买. B, 不买.
Okay, this is past tense, and it's a fact. So it should be 没有买.
Right, that's right. 没买,
Okay.
没有买. Okay, they're both okay. Yay, you got it right again. Number 3. I'm not happy. Okay, A, 不开心. B, 没开心.
Okay, happy is adjective, so it's 不开心.
Right, that's right. 不开心.
Yay.
Okay, question number 4. It usually doesn't snow here. A, 通常这里不下雪. B, 通常这里没下雪.
Okay, it's quite difficult. Okay.
You want to hear it again?
Okay, please. One more
Okay.
time.
It usually doesn't snow here. A, 这里通常不下雪. B, 这里通常没下雪.
Okay, this one is present tense. Then but it's a fact. And I go for 没
下雪. Uh-oh. It's 不下雪. Well, for 不, I know that it's it sounds like it's objective, but it's also describing the current state, right? It doesn't snow here at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't have anything to do with the willingness. It's just stating the current state.
Okay.
Right. Okay, the last one. I didn't like butterflies when I was a kid. Okay. A, 小时候不喜欢蝴蝶. B, 小时候我没喜欢蝴蝶.
Okay, this one I know. This is 不喜欢.
Right. That's right. So even if we're talking about the past tense, but 不喜欢, it's subjective. So we still use 不喜欢 rather than 没喜欢.
Right.
Yeah. That's nice. We get 4 out of 5.
Yay. Passed, I guess.
Yeah, you passed. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be discussing another topic focusing on Mandarin Chinese that's specifically chosen by my son next time. So welcome to join us again.
If you have any questions, suggestions, or if you want us to discuss a certain topic, please leave a voice message to us. We will try to make an episode on that topic. Alright, see you next time. Bye!